But you know what? Our children are at risk so heavily now because we're in a society now where words have a life of their own. You can use the wrong word and die.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you can use the wrong word and start a city being burned down. So words now have a weight to them that's extremely, extremely important. You have to weigh your words. It amazes me when someone says, well, I can't control my words. I have to say whatever comes to my mind.
No, think first and then speak. I taught my kids that. Think before you speak. I mean, to me, that's just common sense. And I understand being emotional and things like that. And when you're angry, you know, you spurt things out or this, that, and the other. But at the same time, you have to think before you speak. You have to consider how your words are going to affect the person you're speaking to and maybe the people around you that can hear what you're saying.
Oh, yes.
You know, and I do television and radio and things like that, but I have to be mindful of what I'm saying, you know, and my listening audience. And then, you know, things I try to teach my children, and you know, you grew up on the do what I say, do it not as I do, do as I say, not as I do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's just the action and the mindset that you have to develop and that you have to teach yourself and then teach the people coming up, and you have to practice it.
Well, that's true. How can you tell your child, because I substitute teach in various school systems, and you hear the kids cursing and talking to each other, and it's like, that's what they hear their mom and dad saying. So why are you getting mad when that's the only way they know how to express themselves?
Well, and it's role reversal at my place, though, because there are things like music. My children, I have adult children and I have a teenage son, and they'll listen to this music, and I'm like, that's that's not appropriate, not for babies.
That's not the message.
Which is I say all the time, not for babies, not for babies. And my son's like, Mom, I hear worse in school. I said, yeah, but
yes,
you didn't hear it from me.
Yes,
you didn't hear it from me.
Yes,
so I'm like, that's inappropriate. So let's, practice the better
but you are
judgment.
You are one in many that do that. No, you're one in a few that do that. A lot of parents don't have that screening with their children where they can say that I'm going to act this way in front of my child and act this way in front of adults. The way they act in front of adults is the same way they act in front of a child. So the conversation, the content of the conversation is all listened to by the child. So when the child goes to school and repeats that, then the teachers is like, oh my God, did you hear what he said? Like, he said the same thing his daddy said to his mama last night. I mean,
but that's the cycle.
That's the cycle. But what irritates me and what hurts me is that the teachers and the adults label that child.
Oh, yeah.
They label that child.
And then they give them medicine. Oh, they're ADHD.
That's another discussion.
Give them meds, they're bipolar. Yeah. I understand.
Okay. Invite me back for the next show on that one, okay? Because seriously,
right.
that's a whole different passion for me. Our children are being doped before they even know what doped is.
That's true. And when we are going to, and actually if it's not me, it may be Henry or one of the other hosts, Steve Costin hosts, that can actually touch on that subject. So
that's close to my heart.
I understand.
I have 3 children, 8 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, and 2 more on the way.
All right, congratulations.
Okay, the seed.
Yes.
The seed.
I understand.
So this is my legacy to my seed.
Tell me how this book and your other writings have helped you heal.
Because it allowed me to say, I have a gift. If you feel you have nothing to offer to the world, then you don't feel you have a worth.
True. Why am I here?
Why am I here? What is my talent? What is my gift? And God infused every single life with a gift. Every life. Now, what you do with that gift is entirely up to you.
But you also have to be in a place where you are willing to find and accept your gift. Because
people
I know
run from their gifts.
Yeah, people say, I've been called to the ministry, but I want to keep on hoeing, so blah, 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 I don't want to be a minister.
Right.
But you can't keep on fighting that. You have to be willing to do what God has called you to do.
And that's hard because his requirements are not the same as man's requirements. When I was writing this book, it was hard for me because I'm not a person who can say, well, okay, it's at this level and that's okay. I'm a perfectionist. And so my editor and I, we were going back and forth, and it was a challenge because I wanted it to be something God said, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Mm-hmm. And that's what, that's what I'm learning in my old age. That's
baby.
what, yeah, I used to be a baby.
I can be your age again. Okay.
I'm learning that, it takes time.
It does.
And some people can recognize their calling early on.
Does.
But for some of us, it takes a long time, and we've got to go through a whole lot of rigmarole before we can get there.
When you plant a seed, I like to work in my garden, but I always buy plants that's already halfway decent size. So this year, I planted seeds, and I've never planted seeds. I've never, ever planted seeds.
Okay.
And the joy of watching the seed come into a plant has been really indescribable, because I'm thinking that's what God does with me. He looks at what he planted in that dirt and watch me come up to a flower. And that's what he wants all of us to do, to come up from the dirt that he plants us in.
I like that. Thank you. Did you write something like that?
No, but I can.
Okay.
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 I can do that. I can do that.
Tell me where we can find your book.
Amazon.
Amazon.
It's on Amazon.com.
Yay. Now, do you have a website?
Not yet, but I'm looking for someone to build a website, so that's my next project.
Okay, all right.
That's my next project.
She needs a website. I found out there's a place, if you are a nonprofit, I don't know how that's working out for you or whatever your plans are for that. Would you say for-profit? No, okay.
I want to feed back into the ministry. I need to feed back into the ministry.
Well, I only said that because I knew that I recently found out that there's an organization that builds websites for nonprofits. So I can send you that link and find out what you can and cannot do with that. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who has a gift of building websites, which is not my gift, that would love to share with you. Mrs. Renfro is actually one of my Facebook friends. You can find her there. Yes. And I would love to post a link to your book on the website, on the K.A.S.I.E. website. I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing with us words from my father. I know that our parents are supposed to water us the seed, but some of them don't know how.
That's true.
Some of them have not been taught how,
That's
and
true.
some of them have not been watered.
That's true.
So I don't want to fault the parents, and I don't want to fault the grandparents, and I don't want to fault the great-grandparents. I just want to say it's a cycle that needs to be broken.
Let's break it.
So if you recognize that this is happening in your circle of friends, your family, your whatever, let's break the cycle. Let's stop hurting each other with words. Sticks and stones can break your bones. But words can hurt forever and make you dysfunctional. Trust me, I've been there. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before you leave, I would love for you to sign the couch. As you know, anywhere you like, honey.
Okay.
As you know, what we do with the Kassie Project, this is our third couch. Whenever a survivor shares on the couch, they autograph it as a commitment of leaving that portion of their life behind and moving into life after abuse. And it's obvious that this young lady is moving into her life after abuse and has been doing for some time, since '97, writing plays and poems, a book. This is awesome. You need to get this. Find it on the Kassie website. It's on Amazon. Words from my father. And then after you read it, send her a message on Facebook and say, hey, I saw you on Kassie Live.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. It's a devotional, so you get your pen ready, too.
Yes.
Take notes and learn more about yourself than you knew before you started reading this book. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Give me a hug.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you.
He does.